welcome back, guys. In case now you're wondering what we just did before we went for the break, that was a way to just make people relax during a corporate event. That was courtesy of Alela. He won the challenge, but it's not over yet. But anyway, now let's talk about your campus education. What did you pursue in campus, and where did you go to campus?
I studied two things, totally different. Started with journalism and media studies. I went to college at East Africa School of Media Studies. That was, I think, way back in 2006. Yes. And then after that, I went into doing some media attachments here and there. Got a job at a hospital. And then after that, got another job in procurement. And then I went back to school now to study an undergraduate degree in procurement and supply chain management.
That's media and procurement. I don't know, people usually discover they're doing the wrong course maybe in second year, It hits you. By the way, I'm doing the wrong course. So maybe what made you change, and at what point did you decide I want to do procurement?
Actually, I went back to study procurement because I had gotten a job and I did not have the papers for it.
How did you get the job in the first place? Because that's a question you should be asking. That's a question you should be asking, by the way. You have done media. You went and got a job in procurement.
Yes.
You just convinced them.
So I used my communication skill.
Wow.
And I swept the panel off their feet, and they said, hey, by the way,
we need to give this guy a job.
Let's give this guy a job. This guy does not have the technical skill, but has the attitude.
Yes.
So that's how I went back to studying procurement and supply chain management. But my deepest passion is still in communication. Yeah, that's where my heart is.
Mm-hmm. And actually it's still related because in any, regardless of whether you're an MC or any career, basically you need to learn how to communicate with other people.
True. Mm-hmm. True.
And now let's talk about your high school experience.
Okay.
So this is, a way back, we're going way back.
Yes.
Can just, which high school did you go to in the first place?
I went to a very good school. When
people start saying a very good school. That is a defense mechanism.
The school I went to was the best school east of Sahara, north of Limpopo. Still stands tall.
I really want to hear what the name is, by the way. You have given it a very good introduction.
It still stands tall in Western Kenya. I went to Vihiga High School.
What is your best memory from high school?
Drama Fest and Music Fest. Those were my best. I was a member of the drama club. I was a dancer.
And also at some point you mentioned that you have had somebody who you looked up to and has helped you reach where you are in the industry. So what would you say mentorship, or rather, would you say mentorship is important, and what role has it played in your life in helping you build your career?
Mentorship is very important. See, I can say I have met several people who have guided me. The first person who helped me realize that I could be an MC is a gentleman called Moses. Moses is basically my mentor. Yeah. So Moses told me, hey, you can do this thing and you do not need monetary capital. You just need to invest in a skill. So the day Moses told me that, I approached an MC I knew, a guy called Mike Ogutu. So Mike agreed to take me in and told me, hey, for every event, I'll be going with you and show you the ropes. And Mike used to come to my mom's house and pick me every Saturday morning. And we would go for weddings. I remember we'd go from my mom's place, drop his wife in school, and go for weddings. And slowly by slowly, Mike started handing me over the mic. There's normally a session where people take photos and told me, aya, pigisha watu picha, slowly by slowly, and I could observe him, and I can say he really helped me because I had this mentality that for you to be an MC, you have to be a comedian. Mike told me not necessarily. You just have to have a sense of humor. You have to have a listening ear so that when people are speaking, you're just listening. You know, when the parents are speaking, you're just listening. You don't have to be a comedian. Then from whatever they are saying, you just pick something. And then you have to be an entertainer. You have to look for a way of how to hype people, hype the crowd, make the crowd laugh. You have actually, as an MC, you take all the focus, you shift the focus of the people to yourself, then you bounce it back to the couple. So that now you capture people's focus and all their attention is drawn to you. Then once you have it, bounce it back to the couple. And that's a skill that Mike taught me, that I use to date, that I pass on to everyone else who tells me they want to be an MC. And I can say mentorship has a very big effect generally in MCing.
And maybe as we wind up, what are the maybe the 3 main points for you if you advising somebody who wants to go ahead and choose a course to do in campus or even the career they want to pursue in future? What are the 3 things they should consider?
Number 1 is passion. You have to do something that you're passionate about. And I keep using an example that it makes no sense. You see 2 trees. One is a mango tree, the other one is an orange tree. But since the orange tree is smoother and you really want mangoes, you go up the orange tree. And then once you are on top of that orange tree, you realize, oh my goodness, I am on top of a wrong tree. So any day, anytime, pursue passion from scratch, and accept to grow slowly by slowly. Success in a given profession, in whatever profession you are in, or in whatever profession you want to be in, success is not the elevator. Success is the staircase. You have to go step by step. Yes. Number 2, you must network. You should network. If you are passionate about something, you have to look for people who are like-minded. You have to look for people who are in related industries and network as much as possible, because no one is a monopoly of knowledge. You will sit with guys or interact with guys who are in your industry, and they will share their experiences, and you will realize there are things you did not know, or there are things you can implement in whatever you are doing that will help you overall. So passion and networking. Then number 3, which is the best and that has to keep you in check, the fear of God has to keep you at a constant place. Yes. Because there comes a time that your passion and your networking will get you to a place that is very high above. And you will feel that umefika, you have made it. It is the fear of God that will equalize you, that will mold your character. Because they say your gift and your passion can take you before men, can take you before kings. You can even go in front of Uhuru Kenyatta or Obama because of your gift, your talent, but it is your character that will sustain you there. If you have a bad character, regardless of how gifted you are or how passionate you are, if your character stinks, you cannot be sustained in a certain environment or in the hold of success. So yes, those are the 3 things that I would tell someone.
Mm-hmm. That is very important. And one last question: what comes to your mind when you hear the phrase elimu ni nguvu?
Elimu ni nguvu. If I translate it, it say education is power. Yes. What comes to my mind is that there is an authority in what you know, because elimu or education is seeking out for knowledge. You are constantly learning, and when you learn something, there is a sense of authority that you have that you can pass on to people. And this is not just learning in the sense of the normal curriculum or in the normal box of shule nini. You can even seek out. Nowadays, people learn from YouTube. They Google things, and they are able to learn things and become an authority. So yes, it is true. Elimu ni nguvu. Whatever you know, you become a source of authority in that field. Yes.
There is very strong words and wise words, and not even add to it. But thank you so much for making time.
Thank you for having me
to speak to us, and I hope everyone has learned a lot. And you know, here on Elimu, it's always we are always giving you education, you know, and informing you about different careers and what you need in terms of skill as well as the academic knowledge to survive in these careers. But my question to you is, how many of you have actualized this information? And what are you doing to give yourself a competitive edge over all those people in the similar field or profession who have the same qualifications as you do? My name is Pretty Mokuhe and have been your host for today, and I'm so glad we had a chance to do this. Remember to tune in next Monday from 7:30 p.m. for more insights into different careers. May you all have a lovely week ahead.